Okay, so let's... Rule number 1, you don't want to die. So the point is when you're holding this tight angle is not to kill them. You want to kill them if they... It's just preference. It's just preference in my opinion. You might be better, might be bad. But the thing is, when you hold this tight angle, is not to get the kill, but to get the information. Pros use it because most of the pros come from 1.6, and in 1.643 is all you had. And when the widescreen came, they just got the stretch because the game hadn't widescreen yet. So yeah, you want to hold this for information. You take a few shots and you fall back, so you know there's someone here, and then you can flatten. Then you can flash yourself out, right? And then you can take the fight, because, as I said, you use the utility to get the advantage. He might be flashed. You can check, you can wide peek. Okay, there's nothing. If you think there's more presence, you can just molly this. Didn't I put on... There it is. And stuff like that. Just remember to make sure you know how to smoke this properly. So that gap is not good, but it's fine. But as I said, if you hold a wide angle and in 2 people peeks you, you're dead. And that's why you don't want to hold a wide angle unless killing 1 is enough. Holding a sight if they're coming from apps. Okay, so what you want to do is, in the beginning of the round, maybe you have one here. Maybe you have 2A, so you have 1 mid and 1 holding this angle, maybe, just to have information there, and hold this angle. When they're pushing sight, the best thing you do is a crossfire from pit and the guy inside a sight. Because the thing is, if you hold this like here, and a guy jumps out of porch, he starts shooting CTP peaks. CT starts shooting this guy peaks. But this guy needs to peek without being spotted from porch. And this guy needs to peek without being spotted from... You see the difficulty? So you want to have a crossfire, but you don't want to commit to the fight without being in control, right? Without exposure. You want to fight without being exposed to too many angles. Anything else? Okay, well, if I'm gonna... Yeah, I remember what I was gonna peek. Okay, so if I'm gonna pre-fire this angle here, I can do it perfect every time. Same with this angle. And the reason why is I'm using these. You see these square ones? You see the edge of this? So I know it's here. Right? Just remember that, little tips. Just use these. When you know you see them. Exactly. If I'm pushing banana, if you get the banana spawn, this is the best thing you can do. How do you use them? How? What? You mean how do you use them for the pre-aim? Because if you just remember the size of them. So when you see this one, you know that it has to be in this line here somewhere. Makes sense? And you can molly cubby bouncing a grenade off that. By the way. That's a bad smoke. But yeah, how I would clear... If you have this, one of the best spawns, You want to run. I'll just show you a very good B strat while I'm here. And you want to cock the flash, and you want to throw this as soon as you can. And throw another one as soon as you can. Because they will... And then you just push up. And then you will see if someone goes to the... sandbags. And then you want to just keep peeking and just push in with your team. It's fine, it's fine. But did you get the answer you were looking for?
Deploying flashbang. Deploying flashbang.
The thing that's the most usable here is if you go into a server and check out the trajectory here. So you know if you aim at the... and if you hit the... that thing, you know the flash will be good for short. But you need to remember, if this guy holds this angle, he won't get flashed. So if you want to get him off this angle, you want his to flash so it will end on his left side, because then he will have to fall back, and then you got this map control without even being close to losing your life. No, not with the banana push. Because if you flash like this, they will get flashed the second... They will be flashed the second they turn this corner here. They will be flashed. They won't be able to turn away from this flash. So if the second guy mollies this... Not like that. Something, I don't remember the molly because I never use it. But if they flash and molly, there's no way they can hold banana. It's a free banana control. And the CT smoke is... Just double checking here. I think it's just above. Yeah. I just do it on the fly. So basically it's between the construction things and the chimney, and up to the wires. What I do, what I love to do, I can do it around over and over again, is if I get a decent spawn, I just push in. You will catch so many people off with this thing. And you want to aim on top of this roof here, and let it go when you cross here. And then you throw that molly, right? So you push the fastest way, using your good spawn, using the timing, and using this molly. Doesn't matter how good spawn the CT has, he will be mollied off. He won't be able to push. And then the CT, if he has the best spawn, he will come here. So you run all the way here and you start walking in the bottom of the stairs, because the thing is the molly will make so much noise so we can't hear you that well. You just start walking when you come here, and then you just clear this and kill the guy that's here. If he's not here, you can just push further. And what you did something like that. And what happens is that you're visible from this angle here. And doing this does so your body is visible for so long. So it's better if you do it, you just think far enough to do it right away. So you just flash like this, and then you push out. So what I usually do is I just jump like this. I just discard the whole pit. Well, maybe there's a way to throw it. Throw it from... Let's say you stand there. Ooh, getting close. Maybe I'm learning something new myself here. Why don't you throw something like that then? Oh, that's actually a pretty good flash, if I may say so myself. Just go into this doorway. Aim at the outline of this. And don't do that. So what if you... I'm actually going to use this. Yeah, so basically what I do is I discard the hollow pit. I just use the flash and then I just jump. Now I'm safe from pit and I can just clear short. I want to make sure I'm going fast away in case there's someone here and in case there's someone there. So what I usually do is jump out with my gun out, jump like this, check, and then clear this. Now my teammates can push up and I can start clearing this. And sometimes I smoke pit, sometimes I don't, sometimes I smoke arch. It's just about to know. Maybe I'm all of this. You know, there's a lot of things. I'm from Norway, yeah. So there's a lot of things you can do, and it's just about experience. There's a lot of one-way smoke. There's a lot of nifty things you learn over time by doing stuff. Was there any other questions? I still remember the thing about the ESCA. I'll come to that. I just want to finish what we're doing here. No, this is I've learned this over time by playing in teams and playing by myself and watching YouTube videos and talking to people and no. Okay, so shoulder peeking is as a CT. The thing is that you can shoulder peek or pre-fire. CS school exists. There is CS school in Norway, and at least there's esports school, but it's like, yeah. You want to shoulder peek if you want to do it with your knife, because you're not supposed to. If I want to shoulder peek this angle, I don't want to be looking at it anyways. What you also can do is you can just show your gun. TheZartex the principal. Yeah, I guess you can call this CS school. But yeah, as I said, you can just use the gun. Do you want to do it when there's an opper who is holding the angle? Like, by anywhere.
Let's go, fellas.
Okay. You shoulder peek when you think there's a opper holding like this, and you don't want a wide peek. And let's say there's an opper holding this angle right here, right, with an op, and then you think there's a CT holding this angle sort of wide or has control of this angle or something like that. Yeah, I do know a lot of commands. Played a lot of, been in a lot of these servers for a lot of hours, checking grenades and stuff like that. So, cause if there's not a CT this angle, if you put down a smoke here and you clear this, you know there's no CT holding this. There's no need to shoulder peek, cause you can, but you might as well just wide peek it, cause the chances of him hitting this shot is 0 unless he pre-fires you or wall hacks, cause you will cross so fast. So if you don't have utility and you want to check if someone is holding that angle, that is when you shoulder peek. So it's rarely used and there's not really anything you need to think about. Other than if the bomb is planted, you're a terrorist, the CT has an op. Okay, so I can show you that after. You saw the information come up, right? I have a button that uses that so I can find bombs inside of smokes, because the arrow will show towards the bomb. But if the CT is diffusing and holds this angle, you can shoulder peek, right? Because the CT, this is common spot for you to hold the after plant with. Shoulder peek, he shoots, you know he's not on the bomb, so he has to do it again, right? And then you wait 3 or 4 seconds and then you can shoulder peek. Actually, you need to shoulder peek earlier, because if you shoulder peek and he's on the bomb, you won't have time to kill him before he defuses the bomb if you wait for 4 seconds. But so it's a very situational thing, and it's not something you really need to think about a lot. It's basically for information gathering, figuring out if there's someone there. But in a matchmaking game, okay, you need to figure out if there's an op here, and you do this, and you know there's an op there, and so what? What are you gonna do about it alone? I think it's a bind toggle. The thing about the information. I only use aliases on jump script, but I don't have a jump script right now. Do you know about throw flashes fast? It differs from map to map, but it's only to gain information. I rarely shoulder peek, almost never. The only reason I would shoulder peek is like on... if I want to make the opera shoot, and then I can push the angle. I wouldn't worry about shoulder peeking unless, I don't know, you're at the semi-pro level. And because the thing is, there's a chance if he's fast enough, and what are you gonna do with the information? Yes, there's an op there, but yeah, that's my bind for F, by the way. How did you know that's my bind for F? Have I put it somewhere? Funny. But yeah, that is actually, he's 4. But yeah, that is to throw, fast throw flashbangs. You see I can throw a flashbang before it sets off, if I'm fast enough. You're from Norway, to it? Or from the northern countries, or? So that's because... okay, so if I have my sniper out and a smoke out, right, and I press F once, I have my knife and my flashbang. Scandinavian bloodline. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Thor. I like the name Thor. So masculine. But, so that's what I have on my F. What else was it? Italian with Canadian bloodline. I'm Grill. Grill named Thor. Such a manly. Well, was there anything else, or should I start with the ESDA thing? ESDA, okay. So, in matchmaking, you have people that carries. That means people who take high-risk maneuvers, like pushing B solo with 2 flashbangs and the molly. Pushing apps with the molly here and just pushing through, jumping down short. These plays... yeah, I know. as a CT, you push out here. Another CT push, which is really high risk, is you run here. And if you want to flash here or not, that's up to you. And you jump cross, and then you peek second mid. You will meet a terrorist here if he just runs up second mid. So you need to flash this and hold this angle, and then you can peek it. This timing works out unless this opera here is ready for you. If he doesn't have an op, there's no way you'll die unless he gets the lucky shot. These high risk, high reward, getting into 5 versus 4, 5 versus 3 situations with the high risk play. These plays is what you call a carry play, because the player feels like he is so much more skilled than his team that he doesn't think his team, either that or frag hungry, but he doesn't think his team can handle a 5 versus 5. Because the enemy team is so much more skilled than your team, but you are more skilled than the team you're on. So you do this high-risk plays to equal the situation to make it a 5 versus 4 or 5 versus 3 for your team. And that's what you call a carry play and a high-risk play. And some players in matchmaking do this. Some players in matchmaking just runs out and kills people, or just runs out and do everything. They do stuff, but they don't know why. Yeah, you live in apps. But yeah, as I said, in matchmaking you have some of these carry players and some of these players who don't know what they're doing. They don't know why they're smoking something. They don't know why they're nading. They don't know why they're flashing. They're doing it because they've seen the pros do it. They don't know why. That is matchmaking. Doesn't matter if you're global, doesn't matter where you are. In ESEA, Face It, stuff like that, doesn't matter what rank or elo. Of course, at some point you will get players from matchmaking that just wanted to try out ESEA and never realized the difference. But in ESEA and PUGs, which is basically short for pickup games, there are usually 5 solo carry players. 5 players, 5 terrorists doing these set plays that they've done so many times. Like the one with the molly here, the push here, and then you flash out, push short. You have 5 terrorists doing this all over the map, and you have 5 CTs pushing second mid and pushing banana. That is ESEA pugs, because everyone thinks they have to carry because that's how you gain elo, because you can only gain elo when you win, and you need a good KD and all of that. So that's what they're doing. And that's what you call as well as star players. And everyone wants to be a star player. But in a team, you have 2, maximum 3 star players. This is where we come to a team-based game where a team-based game, semi-pro level or a little bit below or something like that. Semi-pro level is when you can win money. So you're semi-pro when you make money playing CS in a team, winning tournaments, stuff like that. You're a pro player when I gotta have something to drink. You're a pro player when you can live off playing the game. That is the difference. You're global when you're global, and you're between global and semi when you've ranked high in good teams, gotten good positions, but haven't made money yet. So that is the difference between those 3. So ESEA is pugs with semi-pros and players between global and semi-pro, or players that wants to solo carry or stuff like that. A team play, you have, as I said, 2 star players or 3, and you have 2 support players which will throw flashes and stuff like that. That is set. Everyone can be entries, everyone can be support, but yeah, yada yada. So, in a team, the team I coached for the last time, they had 1 smoke each. The first day, 0. If you play and get high rank, like in ESCA you get A+, you will probably meet a pro every 10 games at the minimum. I played with a few pros. I met a pro in rank B once, when I was rank B. But in rank A and S, no, A, G, and S, because the thing is, in rank S, there's very few people queuing. So if they don't want to wait for the queue, they go into... I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the FPL and ESA. Yeah, Nick Bunyan, I've heard the name. I'm not sure the skill level though. But as I said, in a team situation, you have 1 smoke, 1 molly, and 1 flash. And when you go from this position to you have the site, all 5 players utility except a few smokes and maybe a flash, maybe 1 smoke and 2 flashes, have been used, and all the players know exactly when it's being used. Let's say you have 3 players here and you're gonna have a smoke for an A push. You're gonna have a smoke here, you're gonna have a smoke here, and I think the last smoke was here. Except that it's a perfect smoke though. It's perfect set smoke. So all those 3 smokes getting thrown from here. From this area here. And not visible from this angle. So this angle and behind. Right? So these 3 smokes are being thrown. There's a flash being thrown to flash away this guy. A flash being thrown to flash away this guy. There's a molly hitting this cubby. And this molly comes first, and then this flash comes to get this guy away. At the time this flash pops and get that guy away, there's probably a molly landing there. And there's a guy or 2 having... probably they pushed, got apps control, and there's a guy holding this. So there's a flash popping here, flash popping here, molly in this corner, molly in that corner, and they push in. So this is mollied out, they kill a player if he's there. This player comes down here, peeks this corner to kill this guy that's pre-aiming this corner. There's a guy peeking this, killing the guy if he's there. They got this control. And the second these guys, the second this guy has used his time to run, there's another flash coming over this corner to flash a guy pushing out of the smoke. Because if there's a guy here, he gets smoked off, what he's going to do, if he's risky, he's going to push like this, or he's going to run around to library. So while he's doing this, he's not going to look away unless he's pro and doing opposite of what's right in the book. Because in the book, you're going to look at the corner while you run away. But if he's a pro and expects to flash, he's going to go with his back turned. So maybe the team wants to throw 2 flashes over. And when that 1 flash or 2 flash pops, they don't need to look at this corner. They're going to pre-aim like this, kill the guy going here. Smoke pops, they have this control. Right? And when that's happening, these guys are going to push. There's going to come a flash over, maybe 1, maybe 2, to get the guy retreating from here, unless he got killed from this. I hope you guys are following. So they will peek. This will be mollied. It's already smoked. Maybe they use the 4th smoke to smoke this off. Maybe they use another molly for this. They pre-aim. At this point, there's too many angles to hold, so they need a flash. So they're probably going to flash that, but with an actual flash. And all this happens on cue. Everything's practiced. Everything's set up. Okay, so that is, so they're going to molly this. It will molly in the back corner. Right? And all this happens with the first two people has always a gun out. The second two is throwing grenades. The fifth is either holding or pushed up here. Maybe he mollies this, and then he goes back and holds this angle for the 8 seconds the molly burns. All this happening, and everyone is waiting for the cue. Everyone is waiting for the cue. It's not like, okay, my job is I'm gonna throw this smoke, and then I'm gonna peek this, kill this guy, and when I kill this guy, I'm gonna push over here, flash over here twice. And then my job is push here, be the third guy here, and then just molly. That is my job here, and then I'm gonna go back, and maybe I'm gonna smoke. I just used my smoke, so I don't have a smoke anymore. Maybe I'm gonna go back and hold mid. That's my job, but I'm not gonna do that without seeing that these guys push here, without seeing these two going here, without hearing the flashes, without hearing the calls. Everything is like a machine, but it doesn't. It's like a chain. If there's a chain missing, the next part doesn't happen. So every chain is linked, and if someone's missing a smoke, if someone's missing a flash, if someone forgets to clear a corner, doesn't push in the right order, doesn't push in the right time, the next link doesn't happen because it's not there, right? And that's what team play is. And imagine all the scenarios that could happen. Imagine this guy, he has a smoke, so he smokes there when this molly pops up. Or this guy smokes. Or these guys end up smoking this when you execute and throw counter flashes. Everyone needs to be aware of, okay, if this happens, we're gonna do this. We're gonna transition into pushing B instead. We need to stop throwing grenades. We need to save our grenades because they're figured out our strat. They're anti-stratting us, and we need to figure out what to do. Maybe they're rotating. Are they pushing banana? Are they pushing from arch? Have they stacked A? Did they stack B? Exactly, as I just told you. With this baiting, you were down here, you had a guy here, and the bomb was down. If a pro shoots you here, and someone's peek, there's no way this guy survives. So that means team play is more important than skill, but you need skill as well. And remember, this is one strat. Maybe one strat. You have to run it 100, maybe 1,000 times, unless you're silver. Yeah, but as Thor was saying, he wanted to try and go pro. So that's why I'm talking about this pro thing. This strat, this is one of, maybe you will have 3 gun round strats, maybe 4. And you will have 1 or 2 pistol strats, and you will have an eco, a force strat, and then you have to look at your enemy team and anti-strat them, figuring out, okay, if I see 3 smokes going over here, I know that they will start flashing and where the flashes are ending. What is our play to counter this strat? What are they gonna do when we start countering? Like, this is what makes... What rank are you, Ponzi? What rank are you, Ponzi? MG2. Okay, so what you should do is learn from it. If you have a Smurf in the game, try and beat him. Imagine, he's so cocky, coming in, I'm a global Smurf, I'm gonna wreck your ass. And you end up winning. Right? Imagine that feeling. Rule number 1, never give up. Rule number 2, cheaters doesn't exist. Of course they do, but don't have that in your head. Thinking, if you think someone's cheating, that's just an excuse to not try hard. That's just an excuse to let them win. An excuse to lose. You never want an excuse to lose. You always want to try and win. You always want to try and beat them. Unless it's like spin hacking and literally obvious. But I loved getting Smurfs against me when I was ranking up. Vortex. I loved getting Smurfs against me because that showed me how good I can be at this game. It shows me what kind of skill you can get to, what kind of curve that's actually exists, what kind of learning curve there is. So I love it's like when you're a pro and you meet. Why do you want to meet a global when you can't even deal with the a Lem Smurf? Like, why do you want to even play with the global? So you should. How many times have you thought it would have been fun playing against a pro? See how he plays, see how much you can learn. And it's the exact same thing against the Smurf. Which is why I don't feel bad for smurfing, by the way. But, so, think what you can learn. Because people say, okay, you're a smurf, but what can I learn about you just going around the corner and shooting me in the head? Okay, alright? I'm a terrorist, I'm gonna push this, and you stand here in the open. I just shoot you, I just kill you. Simple as that, I just kill you. Yeah, but you'll never know when it's a pro. It might be, maybe the pro is on a fake account, right? So, what can you learn about this? You can learn that you're out in the open. So, next time, you're gonna stand like this, right? Lesson learned. You're gonna stand closer to the corner. So, I have a smaller target to shoot at, right? So, that's what you can learn from this. Make yourself a smaller target. Yeah, but that means I can't kill you. Well, I'm 1,000 skill level higher than you. You won't be able to kill me in a straight out fight anyways. So, make yourself a smaller target. Fine. And then I pre-fire you. I do this, use my technique with this, and then I just pre-fire you. You're dead. So what did you learn? Well, you shouldn't stand still. So, you jiggle peek. Right? Well, you jiggle peeked. I saw your edge. I know you keep jiggle peeking, and then I just white peek you and kill you. Well, what did you learn? You learned that you have to jiggle peek more often. Maybe white peek once or twice. Maybe you need to smoke it off. Well, I smoked it off, but all you did was you just flashed yourself through, and you killed me anyways. Well, then you learn on timing. You know that, okay. So the first 30 seconds I need to jiggle peek. If nothing's happening, I'm just gonna smoke off and I'm gonna fall back. And then I'm gonna stand here and wait to look for that flash. Okay, I see the flash. I'm gonna hide from the flash. Maybe I'm gonna counter flash it as well. I peek, I'm white, you kill me. Probably not. Nobody's gonna think like that. But that's the way you can think, and that's the way you learn. Yes, you're going to lose the game. 100% you're gonna lose the game. But who can learn by winning everything they're in? Nobody. You learn when you lose, you learn by doing mistakes. And what did you learn by this? Yes, you learn you're not gonna stand out in the open. You learn you need to make yourself a small target. You learn you can't stand still. You learn you have to smoke after a certain time. And you learn you have to fall back in case you get flashed. Right? And that is the correct thing to do. You have to evaluate your opposition and figure out, am I better than this guy? Can I beat this guy in a straight fight? If he stands bottom mid, and I peek him in mid, who's winning this fight? Am I better than this guy? Am my movement so good that he can't hit me? Is he standing so still that I can wreck him? If you can, fine. Take the battle. Take the battle. Every chance you get, you're gonna take this battle. A Smurf will, because the Smurf is a lot better than you. So he will win this fight against you, which means that you shouldn't take it. And that's why you're playing good sometimes and you're playing bad sometimes. Because sometimes you're better than the opponent and you take the fight and you win them. You think you're good. Next game, You have a different opponent. He might be better than you. You are still on the high. You're still going for that fight, but you're losing every time, and you get frustrated. But it worked last game. It must be the right play. I must doing something right because it worked the last game, right? But now it doesn't, and you don't understand why. Because consistency is key. Remember that, okay? If there's someone here, I do not want to wide peek. I want to control this fight with them. So I want to be able to be close to cover so I can fight when I want. When I feel like maybe he got an edge, maybe he got a teammate, use some utility. Flash him out, pre-aim, shoot. When you think you're at the disadvantage, smoke it off. Waste the time. You wasted the time you spent to fight him. Right? And these are the things you need to think about. Think about risk versus reward. Am I better than the guy? Should I take the fight straight up or should I wait for a teammate? Crossfire him? Should I use utility? How can I use my utility? Can a teammate help me with utility? Maybe we should double peek him from short and arch. These things you need to think about, and preferably you want to do a 2 versus 1 every fight, okay? There's a guy mid. If you flash, we peek together, right? Okay? Flash, peek. He's dead. Oh shit, he's in Mexican. Let's just molly him out. Molly, and then we'll just peek him. Sounds good? Okay. I'm gonna change map, and I'm gonna show you something. Something I always do. Are you still here, Thor? You still sitting back trying to follow the train of thought? The reveal. Awesome, awesome. I can play a game after this on one of my Smurfs if you want. Oh, really? Well, I'm just gonna show this fast then, because I'm too lazy to change all the commands again. Okay. In a gun round, right? You have an AK, they have an AWP or something, or whatever, it doesn't matter. I stand here, and then I hold this angle. Because if a CT holds this angle for oh shit. If a CT holds this angle for a long enough time and doesn't see anything, he will push. Right? And if he pushes that, oh shit. He will hold this angle, maybe being scared of this, maybe scared of this, maybe looking, right? And if you stand here with a gun, you'll kill him. Would you say aim will win over game sense? Same here. This guy will peek, 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 peek. Throw flashes, throw nades, whatever. Doesn't see anything. Will keep peeking, keep peeking, keep peeking. Doesn't see anything. And then, after holding this position for 5-7 seconds, you want to hold this position for as long. Okay. You peek this, and when you peek this, a timer sets off in your head. You stop peeking it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now you want to peek. 6, 7-ish. Okay. In this time, the CT would have had time to push clear angles. I want to peek now. Worst case scenario, he's just looking at this angle. So you pre-fire that angle, pre-hold that angle, because that's the angle. That's the angle that he could hold. Because TheZartex has taught you is the word. There we go. That when you checking these angles, you're gonna check the angle that you're visible to, right? So look at this. If I hug this wall here, I get visible for this angle and these angles. So when I get this far, I start to push forward when I want to peek this. So I keep having the same angle shown. I don't know if that made sense. So what you want to do is you want to sit here and just wait. Okay, 4 seconds. That's how long it takes ish for this guy to push. He might be holding this angle that's down here, so you want to pre-aim that. Okay, he's not there, but he's all the way out in the open here, and he's looking that way. Free kill, because this guy is looking here, right? Maybe down here. There's no way he will see that you peek. So my question to you, will this guy here with an aimbot win? Or you with an AK or an AWP? You're literally standing here just aiming at his head. All you gotta do is tap mouse 1. And it doesn't matter how good this guy is, there's no way he can know you're behind this thing. You can do the same thing behind this thing. You can do the same thing. Maybe not from this thing, but the point is you can do the same thing from a lot of different covers, and there's no way he knows where you are. You can be anywhere, so he just have to hope that you're holding the angle like the noob you are, that you're standing like this. So you want him to check the angle you're behind, think it's clear, and let him keep checking. That's why I see some pro players do this. They're going to push, but they just keep checking the same angle. Okay, because they're thinking, okay, if I was behind that rock, I would peek in 1, 2, 3, 4. I will peek. Okay, 4 seconds have gone. That means he's not behind that rock. Okay, so I waited here for an extra 4 seconds, which means if I peek this, okay, that his inner timing will say that I should be further out, so we might peek now. Okay, there's nobody there. That's why some pros spend longer time clearing something than others. Because they know about all these with every position. And they're checking within their heads mathematically. What's the chance? What's the risk of him holding this? What strat are his team running? Do I need to push this? What's the chance of him sitting behind that rock with his fucking clock ticking? Is the risk worth the reward? The risk is he can be there. The reward is he's not, I can come behind him. But again, he can do this from somewhere else. He can sit here, holding this angle. And then he has an inner clock on checking this every 3 or 4 seconds. Right? So that's what makes being a pro so hard. And that's what makes it so much that you have to practice so much. Let me see.